Hello, sports fans, and welcome to my channel. My name is Mark, and it's Super Bowl weekend 2024. Today, we're going to be opening up a 1990 box of NFL ProSet, the official NFL card. This box was given to me by a friend named Joe. I want to shout out Joe and thank him for providing me with this box to open today. What I want to do, because it's Super Bowl weekend, is to open the packs, take a look at the cards, and make a prediction on who's going to win the 2024 Super Bowl based on who gets the most number of cards out of the box, either the San Francisco 49ers or the Kansas City Chiefs. So let's get into it. The box is sealed. Let's see what we have here. As you can see, there's 14 photo and stat cards, one NFL collectible, and one NFL ProSet playbook. Let's start with pack number one. The first card, Super Bowl 5 in the Orange Bowl, Miami. Colts 16, Cowboys 13. Kind of appropriate for Super Bowl weekend. Eugene Lockhart, linebacker for the Cowboys. Greg Townsend, defensive end for the Raiders. There's Howie Long, 1990 Pro Bowl. Michael Carter, nose tackle for the 49ers. That's the first 49ers card. Bobby Humphrey, running back for the Broncos. Eugene Robinson, safety for the Seahawks. Kyle Clifton, linebacker for the Jets. Ickey Woods, running back for the Bengals. Mike Johnson, linebacker for the Browns, 1990 Pro Bowl. Kent Hull, center for the Bills, 1990 Pro Bowl. Otis Anderson, running back for the Giants, the 1989 Comeback Player of the Year. Ron Meyer, coach of the Colts. Vincey Glenn, safety for the Chargers. J.T. Smith, wide receiver for the Cardinals. and a playbook, 2 ways to win with the NFL. Sure, it's expired. Would have been nice to win a trip to Hawaii. Next pack. Super Bowl 14 in Pasadena. Steelers 31, Rams 19. Charles Mann, Gary Clark, Fred Strickland, Guy McIntyre, card number 2 for the 49ers. Stephon Page, wide receiver for the Chiefs. 1 card for the Chiefs. Ernest Givens, wide receiver Oilers. Perry Kemp, Packers. Sean Collins, Falcons. Tim Worley, Steelers. Scott Radisek, Bills. Buck Buchanan, 1990 Hall of Fame selection, defensive tackle for the Chiefs. Clarence Verdon for the Colts. There's Dan Marino, quarterback for the Dolphins. It's a nice card. There's Vi Sikahema for the Cardinals. And win with the NFL. Super Bowl 12. Superdome in New Orleans. Cowboys 27, Broncos 10. Vance Johnson for the Broncos. Gerald Riggs for the Redskins. Kevin Green for the Rams. Another Guy McIntyre for the 49ers. Ricky Sanders for the Redskins. Art Shell, coach for the Raiders. Hall of Famer. Brent Fullwood for the Packers. Harry Hamilton for the Buccaneers. Keith Willis for the Steelers. Nate Odoms for the Bills. Percy Snow, drafted in the first round by Kansas City. 1989 Lombardi Award winner from Michigan State. That'll go to the Chiefs. Dwayne Bickett, Colts. Steve Atwater, Broncos. And Eric Sievers, Patriots. Super Bowl 16, Pontiac Silverdome in Detroit. 49ers 26, Bengals 21. Dan Reeves, coach of the Broncos. Kevin Butler, Bears. Jackie Slater, Rams. Carl Lee, Vikings. Eric Martin, Saints. Bubba McDowell, Oilers. Tim Harris, Packers. John Settle, Falcons. Carnell Lake, Steelers. Dino Hackett, linebacker for the Chiefs. Tom Landry, coach of the Cowboys. Albert Bentley, Colts. Sam Mills, Saints. And Lewis Oliver for the Dolphins. I think there's 36 packs in this box, so Super Bowl 20. Again in the Superdome in New Orleans. Bears 46, Patriots 10. Charles Mann, Redskins. Gary Clark, Redskins. Jerry Gray, Rams. Alvin Walton, Redskins. Stephon Page, wide receiver for the Chiefs. Ernest Givens, Oilers. Perry Kemp, Packers. Ray Perkins, Buccaneers. Tim Worley, Steelers. Scott Radisek again for the Bills. Lindy Infante for the Packers, 1989 NFL Coach of the Year. Ron Stark for the Colts. Simon Fletcher for the Broncos. And Vai Sakiyama for the Cardinals. Already seeing some duplicates in this Series 1 box. Super Bowl 11 at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Raiders 32, Vikings 14. Keith Van Horn, Bears. Henry Thomas, Vikings. Andre Reed, 1990 Pro Bowl for the Buffalo Bills. Herschel Walker, running back for the Vikings. Morton Anderson, Saints. Ray Childress, Oilers. Lindy Infante, the coach for the Packers. Tim McGee, upside down, wide receiver, Bengals. Jerome Brown, Eagles. Sean Farrell, Patriots. Walter Stanley, Lions, 1989 NFL punt return leader. Andre Rison, Colts. And LT, Lawrence Taylor, New York Giants. Deion Sanders, cornerback, kick returner for the Falcons. Neon Deion. Next pack. Super Bowl 22. Redskins 42, Broncos 10. Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. Got Michael Coffer, Lions. Willie Gault, Raiders. Albert Lewis, cornerback for the Chiefs, 1990 Pro Bowl. Mike Coffer, kicker for the 49ers. Mark Robinson, Buccaneers. John L. Williams for the Seahawks. Al Toon for the Jets. Wonder if Clayton Toon, who's a rookie this year in the 2023-24 season, is related to him. Probably his son. Lewis Billups, Bengals. Mike Munchak, Oilers, 1990 Pro Bowl. Chris Hinton, Colts, 1990 Pro Bowl. Sterling Sharp, Packers. Kelvin Martin, Cowboys. Billy Joe Tolliver, Chargers. Ron Wolfley, Cardinals. Super Bowl 14, Pasadena. Steelers 31, Rams 19. Eric Metcalf for the Browns. Jim Lackey, Redskins. Henry Ellard, Rams. David Grayson, Browns. John Stevens, Patriots. Steve Wisniewski, Raiders. Johnny Holland, Packers. Tom Rathman, 49ers. Chuck Noll, Steelers coach. Jim Kelly, Bills. Christian Okoye, running back for the Chiefs. Clarence Verdin for the Colts. Another Dan Marino, quarterback for the Dolphins. Jim Jensen, wide receiver running back for the Dolphins. Super Bowl 24, 49ers and Broncos again. This card's a little bit different. 49ers rout Broncos for second consecutive title. Looks like the Broncos, they scored a field goal in the first quarter. I was going to say they didn't score in the first half, but they did. Neil Anderson, Bears. Al Noga, Vikings. James Brooks, Bengals, 1990 Pro Bowl. Herschel Walker, Vikings. Mark Rippon, Redskins. Dean Steinkuhler, Oilers. Sterling Sharp, Packers. Jason Buck, Bengals. Keith Jackson, Eagles. These cards are, some of them are upside down. Ron Morris, Bears. Jack Lambert, Steelers, 1990 Hall of Fame selection. Fred Young, Colts. Eric Howard, Giants. Eddie Brown, Bengals. Super Bowl 19. 49ers 38, Dolphins 16. And that was at Stanford Stadium, Stanford University, Stanford, California. Richard Johnson, Wade Wilson, Vikings. Reggie Roby, Dolphins, 1990 Pro Bowl. Harris Barton, tackle for the 49ers. Kevin Murphy, Buccaneers. Chuck Knox, coach for the Seahawks. Freeman McNeil, Jets. Carl Zander, Bengals. Thurman Thomas, 1990 Pro Bowl for the Bills. Warren Moon, 1990 Pro Bowl for the Oilers. Dalton Hilliard, running back for the Saints. 1989 NFL scoring leader touchdowns. Jack Pardee, Oilers coach. Gil Bird, Chargers. And Rich Camarillo for the Cardinals. Super Bowl 13, Orange Bowl in Miami. Steelers 35, Cowboys 31. Keith Van Horn for the Bears. Henry Thomas, Vikings. Anthony Munoz, Bengals, 1990 Pro Bowl. Herschel Walker, Vikings. Morton Anderson, Saints. Ray Childress, Oilers. Lindy Infante, Packers coach. Tony Casillas, Falcons. Jerome Brown, Eagles. Sean Farrell, Patriots. Thurman Thomas for the Bills. 1989 NFL total yardage leader. David Fulcher for the Bengals, 1990 Pro Bowl. There's LT for the Giants again. Eddie Brown for the Bengals. Next pack. These packs do actually feel waxy. Super Bowl 7. Dolphins 14, Redskins 7. Paul Farron, Browns. Neil Smith, defensive end for the Chiefs. Jim Everett, Rams. Eric Williams, Lions. Andre Tippett, Patriots. Irv Eatman, tackle for the Chiefs. Pat Swilling, Saints. Steve DeBerg, quarterback for the Chiefs. Greg Lloyd, Steelers. Leonard Smith, Bills. Buck Buchanan, defensive tackle for the Chiefs. Merrill Hodge, Steelers. Jimmy Johnson, coach for the Cowboys. And Harry Galbraith for the Dolphins. Super Bowl 21, Giants 39, Broncos 20. That was played at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Wayne Fontes, coach for the Lions. Kevin Millard, Vikings. Greg Cragen, nose tackle, Broncos, 1990 Pro Bowl. Jesse Sapolu, center and guard for the 49ers. Mark Carrier, Buccaneers. Norm Johnson, Seahawks. Ken O'Brien, Jets. Tim McGee, Bengals. Rod Woodson, Steelers, 1990 Pro Bowl. John Offerman, Dolphins, 1990 Pro Bowl. Warren Moon, quarterback for the Oilers, 1989 NFL Man of the Year. Jim Jeffcoat, the Cowboys. Pepper Johnson with the Giants. Ken Harvey with the Cardinals. Super Bowl 17, Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Redskins 27, Dolphins 17. Mike Singletary for the Bears. Mike Merriweather for the Vikings. Eric McMillan, the Jets, 1990 Pro Bowl. Irv Pankey with the Rams. Jim Arnold, the Lions. Steve Brown with the Oilers. Troy Benson with the Jets. Bill Fralick with the Falcons. Mike Quick with the Eagles. Ozzie Newsome with the Browns. There he is, Joe Montana, quarterback, San Francisco 49ers, 1989 NFL passing leader. Dennis Smith, Broncos, 1990 Pro Bowl. Dave Meggett, Giants. And another Deion Sanders, the Falcons. Super Bowl 24 in the Superdome in New Orleans. 49ers 55, Broncos 10. It's Eddie DeBartolo and George Seifert, the coach. Richard Dent, Bears. Darryl Green, Redskins. Mike Wilcher, Rams. Jerry Burns, coach for the Vikings. Art Monk, Redskins. Lorenzo White, Oilers. Ron Hallstrom, Packers. Sam White, coach for the Bengals. Buddy Ryan, coach for the Eagles. Ron Holmes, Broncos. There's Joe Montana again, 1989 NFL Player of the Year. giving the peace sign. Donnell Thompson, Colts. Mohamed El-Wanibi. '89 Outland Trophy winner. Interesting. It says guard BYU. Not sure who he played for. I'll have to look that one up. Jerry Glanville, coach for the Falcons. This is definitely a trip down memory lane, looking at some of these old cards and some of the old players and coaches and people you kind of forget about after a while. Super Bowl III, Jets 16, Colts 7. That was at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Jim Covert, Bears. Darrell Grant, Redskins. Jackie Slater, Rams. Steve Jordan, Vikings. Marty Schottenheimer, coach for the Chiefs. Drew Hill, Oilers. Mark Murphy, Packers. Eric Thomas, Bengals. Max Montoya, 1990 Pro Bowl, Bengals. Don Griffin, cornerback for the 49ers. Tom Landry, coach for the Cowboys. Mike Pryor, Colts. Derek Thomas, linebacker for the Chiefs. That guy was a beast. Chris Miller, Falcons. AFL versus NFL 1968 World Championship game. Super Bowl II at the Orange Bowl in Miami. Packers 33, Raiders 14. Ricky Natil, Broncos. Mervin Fernandez, Raiders. Clay Matthews, Browns, 1990 Pro Bowl. John Taylor, wide receiver, kick returner for the 49ers. Don Shula, coach for the Dolphins. Mike Ditka, coach for the Bears. Frank Warren, defensive end for the Saints. Paul Gruber, Buccaneers. Louis Lips, Steelers. Mark Kelso, Bills. Mike Kopfer, kicker for the 49ers. Got a little 69 going on that card. Chris Carter, Bengals. Eagles. Marion Butts, Chargers. And Clyde Simmons for the Eagles. Moving right along, got Super Bowl 23. 49ers 20, Bengals 16. That was a defensive battle that day. That was in Joe Robbie Stadium, Miami. Jerry Ball Lions, Anthony Carter Vikings, Fred Minifield Browns, Bernie Kosar Browns, Irvin Randall Buccaneers, Brian Millard Seahawks, Pat Leahy Jets, Jason Buck Bengals, Rufus Porter Seahawks, Boomer Esiason, quarterback for the Bengals. Looks like he had a rough day. Felix Wright, Browns. Dean Biasucci, Colts. And Carl Banks for the Giants. Ernie Jones for the Cardinals. Moving right along. I don't think we'll be pulling any Patty Mahomes or Brock Purdy's out of these packs today, but we'll be seeing plenty of them tomorrow. Super Bowl 8, Rice Stadium in Houston. Dolphins 24, Vikings 7. Jay Hilgenberg, Bears. Joey Browner, Vikings. Brian Blades, Seahawks. Roger Craig, running back for the 49ers. Bruce Hill, Buccaneers. Joe Nash, Seahawks. Johnny Hector, Jets. Nick Lowry, kicker for the Chiefs. Eric Allen, Eagles. Dave Krieg, 1990 Pro Bowl for the Seahawks. Franco Harris, running back for the Steelers, 1990 Hall of Fame selection. Donald Egabuki, Buccaneers. And Bart Oates, center for the Giants. Tim Rosenbach, Cardinals. Super Bowl 11, Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Raiders 32, Vikings 14. Neil Anderson for the Bears. Al Noga for the Vikings. Kevin Ross, cornerback for the Chiefs. 1990 Pro Bowl. Jerry Burns, coach for the Vikings. Mark Rippon, quarterback for the Redskins. Dean Steinkuhler, tackle from the Oilers. Went to college at Nebraska. Sterling Sharp, Packers. Willie Flipper Anderson, wide receiver for the Rams. There's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Keith Jackson, Eagles. Ron Morris, Bears. Andre Ware, Houston. Andre Rison, Colts. Raul Allegre, Giants. and Jerry Glanville, coach for the Falcons. Super Bowl 6, Tulane Stadium in New Orleans. Cowboys 24, Dolphins 3. A lot of low-scoring games in the Super Bowl. Troy Aikman, quarterback for the Cowboys. Young Troy Aikman. Steve Berline, Raiders. Tunsi Ilkin, Steelers. Ralph Moisesenko, Redskins. Sammy Smith, Dolphins. Bud Carson, coach for the Browns, 1990 Pro Bowl. Ricky Jackson, Saints. John Alt, tackle for the Chiefs. Gary Anderson, kicker for the Steelers. Cornelius Bennett for the Bills. Rod Woodson for the Steelers. Dalton Hilliard for the Saints. And Gary Plummer with the Chargers. Wilbur Marshall with the Redskins. Super Bowl 16, Pontiac Silverdome in Detroit. 49ers 26, Bengals 21. Thane Gash, Browns. Joe Gibbs, Redskins. John Robinson, Rams. Vince Newsom, Rams. William White, Lions. John Grimsley, Oilers. Don Mahowski, Packers. Ricky Dixon, Bengals. Reggie White, Eagles. Stanley Morgan, Patriots. Anthony Thompson, running back from Indiana, drafted in the second round by Phoenix. 1989 Maxwell Club Player of the Year. Albert Bentley, Colts. Brad Edelman, Saints. And Fred Marion with the Patriots. Super Bowl 24. 49ers rout Broncos for second consecutive title again. Richard Dent for the Bears. Darrell Green with the Redskins. Andre Reed with the Bills. Steve Jordan, Vikings. Art Monk. Lorenzo White. Ron Hallstrom. Sean Collins. Buddy Ryan. Ron Holmes. Walter Stanley, wide receiver, kick returner for the Lions. 1989 NFL punt return leader, signed with the Washington Redskins. Fred Young, Colts. Muhammad El-Wanibi, BYU guy again. And Chris Miller, the Falcons. Getting down there in the box. Super Bowl 9, Tulane Stadium, New Orleans. Steelers 16, Vikings 6. Another low-scoring game. John Roper, Chris Dolman, Eric McMillan, Pierce Holt, defensive end for the 49ers. Vinny Testaverde, Dave Wyman, JoJo Townsell, Icky Woods, do the Icky Shuffle, Keith Byers, David Treadwell, there's another Joe Montana, 1989 NFL passing leader. Christian Okoye, running back for the Chiefs, 1990 Pro Bowl. These guys must hang out together in these packs. Phil Simms, quarterback for the Giants. And then another Joe Montana, quarterback for the 49ers. Super Bowl 18, Tampa Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Raiders 35, Redskins 9. Raiders 38, sorry. Chris Spielman, Don Mosbar, 1990 Pro Bowl, Aloha Stadium, Honolulu, Hawaii. There you go. Felix Wright, Vincent Brown, Mike Dial, John Forcade, Charles Haley, linebacker for the 49ers, Ron Donaldson for the Colts, Scott Norwood, Bob St. Clair, who's a tackle for the 49ers, 1990 Hall of Fame selection. That's a cool old card. Ronnie Lott, safety for the 49ers. He was a beast. Billy Ray Smith, Jacob Green, next pack. Super Bowl 10, Orange Bowl in Miami. Steelers 21, Cowboys 17. Barry Sanders, there he is. Running back for the Lions. Bob Golick, Pharrell Edmonds, Rod Rust, Patriots coach, Hartley Dykes, excuse me, Patriots, Leslie O'Neal, Chargers, 1990 Pro Bowl, Jim Wilkes, Michael Carter, linebacker for the 49ers, Lee Williams, Chargers, 1990 Pro Bowl, Darryl Talley, Keith Millard, 1989 Defensive Player of the Year for the Vikings, Ken Norton, Cowboys, Burt Grossman, Chargers, Louis Sharp, Cardinals. Yeah. Super Bowl 17, Redskins 27, Dolphins 17. Is it the Rose Bowl in Pasadena? Steve McMichael, Scott Studwell, Anthony Munoz, Bengals, Pete Holohan, Lars Tate. Marv Levy, coach for the Bills. Bruce Coslett, coach for the Jets. Lewis Billups, Bengals. Anthony Miller, 1990 Pro Bowl. Carl Mecklenburg, 1990 Pro Bowl, linebacker for the Broncos. Thurman Thomas, Dennis Smith, Leonard Marshall, and Bruce Smith. Super Bowl 13, Steelers 35, Cowboys 31. That was a close game, high scoring. At the Orange Bowl in Miami. Mike Singletary, Mike Merriweather. Upside down Pro Bowl, Kevin Ross for the Chiefs, cornerback. Irv Pankey, Jim Arnold, Steve Brown, Troy Benson, Carl Zander, Mike Quick, Ozzie Newsome, Andre Ware, Dave Fulcher, 1990 Pro Bowl. Bill Parcells, coach for the Giants. Earl Farrell. Super Bowl 15, Superdome in New Orleans. Raiders 27, Eagles 10. Dan Reeves, coach of the Broncos. Kevin Butler, Kevin Green, Randall McDaniel, Eric Martin, Bubba McDowell, Tim Harris, Bill Fralick, Carnell Lake, Dino Hackett, linebacker for the Chiefs, Percy Snow, 1989 Lombardi Award winner, drafted in the first round by Kansas City out of Michigan State. John Hand, Sam Mills, and Louis Oliver. Next pack. Super Bowl 12. Cowboys 27, Broncos 10. Superdome in New Orleans. Bud Carson, coach for the Browns. Brian Sosha, Jerry Gray, Carl Lee, Ernest Biner, Tony Zendejas. A lot of kickers cards in these back then. Ed West, Tony Casillas, David Little, Rodney Holman, Lindy Infante, 1989 NFL Coach of the Year, Dwayne Bickett, Steve Atwater, Randall Cunningham, quarterback for the Eagles. Super Bowl 20, Bears 46, Patriots 10. That was at the Superdome in New Orleans. Da Bears. Vance Johnson, Gerald Riggs, Henry Ellard, Lomas Brown, Ricky Sanders, Alonzo Highsmith, Brent Fullwood. There's Willie Flipper Anderson again. Keith Willis, Nate Odoms, Christian Okoye, running back for the Chiefs, 1989 NFL rushing leader, Ron Stark, Simon Fletcher, Eric Sievers. 4 packs left. Super Bowl 24, 49ers 55, Broncos 10. I think that was the one down in the Superdome in New Orleans. Jim Covert, Darryl Grant, James Brooks, Vince Newsom, Marty Schottenheimer, coach for the Chiefs, Drew Hill, Mark Murphy, Marcus Cotton, Max Montoya, guard for the Bengals, 1990 Pro Bowl, signed with the Raiders in March. Don Griffin, Niners. Jack Lambert, Donnell Thompson, Derek Thomas, the Chiefs, and Barry Sanders, running back for the Lions again, 1989 ProSet Rookie of the Year. Super Bowl 15, Raiders 27, Eagles 10. It's played at the Superdome in New Orleans. Bud Carson, coach for the Browns. Brian Sosha, John Robinson, coach for the Rams. Lomas Brown, Ernest Miner, Tony Zendejas, Ed West, Gary Zimmerman, David Little, doesn't look very little. Webster Slaughter, 1990 Pro Bowl. Anthony Thompson. John Hand. Steve Atwater. And we got another Randall Cunningham. Oh, see another pack hidden down there I didn't see before. Super Bowl 3, Orange Bowl Miami, Jets 16, Colts 7. Whoa, focus. Thane Gash, Joe Gibbs, coach for the Redskins, Mike Wilcher, Randall McDaniel, William White, John Grimsley, Dan Mahowski, Andre Bruce. It's weird the D looks different on that. Reggie White, Stanley Morgan. There's another Joe Montana. Mike Pryor, Brad Edelman, and Fred Marion. There's other versions of this card where Taylor, the 49er, has his belt hanging down and it looks like his package is hanging out, but this card has been updated and this obviously is the updated version. The NFL made them change it because I guess it sent the wrong message to kids. Super Bowl 4, Tulane Stadium, New Orleans. Chiefs 23, Vikings 7. Nice ring. Eddie Murray, Steve Smith, Johnny Rembert, 1990 Pro Bowl. And there he is, the GOAT, Jerry Rice. I was wondering if we were going to see him in here. All right. Mark Clayton. There he is, too. Bo Jackson, running back for the Raiders. That's a great pose. That's a nice card. Roy Foster. Bill Moss, nose tackle for the Chiefs. Shane Conlon, Bills. John Elliott. Chris Dolman. Joe Boogle, coach for the Cardinals. Do not even remember that guy. Michael Irvin for the Cowboys, wide receiver. And Roy Green. Last pack. World Championship game. Super Bowl number 1. The Coliseum in Los Angeles. Packers 35, Chiefs 10. January 15th, 1967. It's when it all began. Benny Blades, Tim Brown, Bruce Matthews, George Seifert, coach for the 49ers, Andre Waters, Jeff Bryant, Jeff Wagaman, Nick Lowry, kicker for the Chiefs, Derek Thomas, linebacker for the Chiefs, 1990 Pro Bowl, Jim Richter, Jim Mora, Crawford Kerr, Dan Henning, coach for the Chargers, and Roy Green for the Cardinals. Well, let's see how many Chiefs and how many Niners cards we ended up with. For the Chiefs, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. 26 cards for the Chiefs. And for the Niners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24. Chiefs 26, Niners 24. There's your 2024 Super Bowl prediction. Hope your team has a good game. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope to do more of these videos. This is the first time I've done this, but stay tuned and I will be in touch. Talk to you soon. Thanks.